What up, guys? Wanted to do one last video, unless you guys ask me something. One last video on Mario Wonder. So I just 100%ed it this morning. I can't say how many hours I logged in. I know there's like a big problem online with like, the game not being long enough, which is crazy to me. Because it's like all the other ones. So I guess if you're hating on this one for being short, you hate all of them, because it's no different. When me and Nathan played through Mario Deluxe, which is like Mario Wii U, I think, it's the same thing, man. Mario Wii, same thing. It's usually 8 worlds. There's a special world in there, and that's it. And you get all the flagpoles, you get all the Mario 3D World, same way. It's pretty standard stuff. So I don't understand the expectation. And people just want to complain. That's what you have to understand. People just want to complain. That's literally all it is. It was kind of like all the complaints before the game even came out. It was like, guys, it's Mario. You know what you're gonna get. Like, what are you worried about? You know what you're gonna get. It's just like all the other ones. It's just new graphics, new power-ups, new system. That's all it is. It's the Switch one, dude. You had one for the Wii U. You had one for the Wii. It's the new one. So if there's a Switch 2 or if it's called the Nintendo Butthole 2, whatever the new system's called, there'll be a Mario for that too in its lifetime, I guarantee you. There's one for every system, man. Like, aren't you catching on? I don't get it. They didn't really do it on the GameCube, though, to be fair. That's when they got into 3D, though. Super Mario Butthole. No sunshine. No, but, anyway. So, you're probably saying, well, what do you give the game? I'm not going to do a Mega Pro review on this because I don't think it's necessary. I like to talk about more games that people don't talk about or need to know about or need to be warned about on Gaming Off the Ridge channel. So on this, I'll just say it's everything you'd expect from it. If you like all the other Mario games, then you're going to like this one. It's all the same thing. Is there anything bad to say about it? No, there isn't any negatives, really. There's a decent amount of power-ups. At the beginning, I was a little worried that there was only so many. There's a couple of new ones, obviously, and I guess this is spoilers, in case you don't want to know. They bring back some, like the drill head they brought back. I think the drill head was in, like, Wii or something. They have the drill head again. They have the classic fireball. They always do. That's just from classic Mario. The badges are what steal the show, and the badges are very cool. There's a lot of really cool badges. The badges essentially do things that suits do. So instead of putting the frog suit in the game, there's a badge that helps you swim better. That's the way to do it. That's the way they're going to do it. So that you can have it the full stage, which would be good because, let's say, you're probably saying, why don't they put the frog suit in the game? Well, because if you get hit and you lose it, now there's stages that require you to dash. They require you to swim that way. It's all set up for it. So you need a badge that you have until you're dead. That's why. It's by design. It's smart. And then you have the new suit, I'm talking about stuff they brought back. I think as of what they brought back, that was it. Because then you got new suits. You got the elephant that everybody knows about. And the elephant essentially just, it gives you like an attack. It's sort of like the cat suit, where you have like an actual attack. And it can knock out blocks and things like that. It's pretty standard stuff. It doesn't do anything super special. It's more, I think, for looks. It's more goofy. Then they got the bubble suit. The bubble suit is kind of cool. When he attacks, he throws bubbles out, and you can actually put enemies in the bubble, and it kills them. Or you can throw the bubbles out, and then you jump on the bubbles to get to higher places. So it's pretty cool. The bubble suit was... First I seen it, and I think my face was probably like, what the fuck? You know, like, damn, dude, they're running out of ideas. You know what I mean? But then I start using it, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like, this works. Especially when you need to grab stuff that's, like, in walls and stuff like that. You can use the bubbles, and it'll, like, go through the walls, and it'll grab it for you. It's pretty cool. There's a kind of a cool suit. It's more of a power-up, I guess. Not really a suit. But it's a badge. And it's one that you're kind of like Spider-Man. You have a vine, and you grab stuff, and it brings you over there. Then you stick to the wall, and then you jump, and you vine other things. But you have like this plant, this vine that grabs the wall, and it brings you over there. It's kind of cool, because they did some really cool level designs using that. So there's a lot of cool stuff. There's one that just makes you invisible the whole time, where enemies cannot see you, so they won't come attack you. But you can't. The con to it is you can't fucking see yourself, so you have to like kind of see where you're at. And I never used it. I was like, okay, it's cool, it's there, but I don't want to use it. Then there's one where you turn into like a cannonball, like a spiked ball, and you have these levels where you go through, and it's like a roller coaster, and you have to time all your jumps. It's really fun. There's one where you turn into slime. So you turn into slime, and you jump up, and you can stick to things, go around things. It's really cool, but it's like really trippy too. You know, it's like you'll think, oh, I gotta jump here, but no, you just go, you slime up it. So it's kind of different. There's not that many levels that use those two things. There's barely any levels. You can tell that was just a little extra thing they wanted to add. A lot of really cool like bonus levels in the game. One where it's a search party, and all you got to do is just find the 5 coins. There's no bad guys, no nothing. You have to literally just look around and see where it's at. The game has so many unique, cool levels. Like, when you get those wonder flowers in each level, dude, crazy stuff happens. And it's always fun the first time you get it, because you're thinking, oh God, what's it going to do? Like, if the level's already difficult, it's like you get the wonder flower and you're going, oh fuck, here we go. You know, and it kind of hypens everything up. Everything gets all crazy. Like, sometimes there was a level where you're doing the bubble suit and it's all chill, and you're just putting stuff in the bubble, and you're learning to use your bubble suit. And then you go get the wonder flower, and like the ground drops out from underneath you, so you kind of panic, like, oh geez, like maybe I need to have bubbles out, you know? But then all of a sudden these giant bubbles come from underneath, and you got to go up, and it's just, you're dodging stuff while jumping up on the huge bubbles and everything. So it's like, it's really cool the first time you get those wonder seeds and you don't know what they do, you know? It'd almost be cool if there was like a wonder seed, like wonder seed randomizer where you get it and you have no idea what the fuck it's gonna do. Because there was the levels where like it would speed things up where you're moving really fast, and then it slows things down. Then you're jumping and doing the, yeah, and it's just cool to like have those effects happen, because then you're like, oh shit, now I'm going really slow. So it was really fun. I can't wait to play through the rest of the game with Nathan, because 2-player will make it a lot more fun too, like getting each other, staying alive and things like that. It was, the Wonder Seed was really cool. It's essentially Mario tripping, basically, dude. I mean, they're not gonna say that, but that's basically what the fuck it is. You get this flower and you start hallucinating, and you see crazy shit, and all the enemies are reacting in ways they shouldn't, you know? So then you get the other Wonder Seed, you collect it, and everything goes back to normal, and you're kind of like, oh, you know? So it's really awesome. It's a really fun game. It's obviously, the graphics are great. Everything's all HD'd up with the new graphics. So everything has like a shiny look to it. It looks really cool. It looks nice. It's fine. Music is whatever. I mean, I don't ever really worry about it. It's Mario. You know, you're playing a water level, there's water music. you get a star, it plays fast music, you know, it's all the same shit. You know, I don't ever really rank that or think about that very much. But yeah, the story's really cool. The Bowser battle at the end could have been better. That could have been better. I'm very much strict person with Mario games when it comes to the Bowser battle, because I love Bowser and I think he's awesome. And I always think Bowser should be not always really tough, but Bowser should be a really crazy fight, you know? I like the reason, like, I hate the Mario 64 Bowser fight is just because how stupid I think it is. And, like, it makes Bowser look so weak. You know, like, oh, you're just running up to him and fucking grabbing him by the tail and throwing him. Like, it's like, come on, man, it's kind of stupid, you know? He needs to be big and scary and fuck your ass up, you know? The one in Odyssey was probably one of my favorites, dude. Where you had to use the hat, you had to go up and punch him with the boxing gloves. That was probably one of the best ones. And the one on, I think it was Deluxe, where he turns giant. He eats something. He eats like a mega mushroom, and he gets giant, and he's chasing you, and he's knocking down the whole castle trying to get you. That was really cool, too. Good old Mario 3 had a good Bowser fight, too, where he's trying to smash you, and he's smashing through the blocks, and his sprite back then looked really cool. You know, it looked awesome. Big and scary for sure. So in this one, he does like, I won't bother talking about it, but it's just not as cool. It's okay, but you don't even really see Bowser. You kind of just see this big machine, and it's kind of like, come on, I wish we could have done better than that. You know, like, that was kind of poor. But he uses the Wonder Flower and does a bunch of trippy stuff, but it wasn't as trippy as I thought it should be. It's not as crazy as I was expecting. But it was cool. The Bowser Castle was pretty easy, too. You know, usually they try to make that a little harder. It's pretty easy. And in general, I will say that. I don't know if it's just me, like I'm getting better at Mario, or is this anybody who's played through the game, does the game seem easier? You know, does it seem not that hard? I will tell you this, though. The special circuit, the special world, the last final level, which you get when you've unlocked everything, it's called the final test or something like that. That is fucking hard, dude. That was really tough, man. Holy shit. You know, an NDR of that level, if there wasn't like checkpoints, that's Battletoads hard. You know, that's brutal, dude. Trial and error. I mean, fucking brutal, dude. Megan was watching me this morning beat it, and she was just like, oh my god, it's still going? And she's just like, you know, how are you even continuing to go? Oh my gosh. She's like, this is hard. She's like, Nathan will never beat this. And I was like, oh, I think he will. But I said, he'll be getting really pissed off, though. I said, he'll be wanting to throw his controller, I bet. It's dude, the very last thing, it basically makes you use all the badges in the whole game. And it's an expert course with, like, every badge. Like, using it to its hardest thing. Like, if you're using the vine suit, you have to vine the things where there's spikes all around it. You have very little thing to work with. And if you die, you go all the way back. And you got to go back to the first badge you were using. It's fucking, oh my god, dude. Stressful. Definitely. It was definitely not fucking easy, dude. It was very tough. But I even thought, I was like, man, I'm going to have to, like, go to bed and come back to this. Like, this is fucking hard. Because then you had to collect the coins in the level, too. And I was like, fuck, dude. So, very, very tough. But other than that, the game was really, in my opinion, really, really easy. Usually Mario has some tough levels, man. And even the special world just didn't seem like, you know, I died in every one of them, but usually in Star World, you know, you die 10 times, 15, 20 times. On that final level, I died probably like 40 times, dude. It was bad. 40, 50, it was bad. But I would have actually loved to know how many times I died. But in the other special story levels or special world levels, I probably died under 10, you know, and it's just like, man, these are like Star World levels. These are supposed to be hard, you know. But it was cool though, because it's fun. It's fun. It's fine. It's difficult for a kid because a lot of it is meant for kids. So it's meant for little Nathan. That's who's meant to play this. It's not really Mario's for everybody, but it's more meant for them. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's for them, dude. They're not thinking so much about us anymore. You know, when we're 40-year-old men playing Mario, you know, they're thinking about the little kids, the future. And so that's at least what I think. So I understand the difficulty. I get it. It's just, you know, it just seemed like throughout the game, I was like, I'd go whole worlds without dying, you know, and I'm going, man, this is really easy. And when I died, if I was trying to not die, like hardcore, like say I was going for an NDR or something, I don't know if I would, you know what I mean? If I was being really cautious and careful. So the difficulty was definitely down, in my opinion. Unless I'm tripping and you guys are dying and stuff, and I've just gotten better at Mario and I know what to expect, maybe, but I don't think so. I think it's just a lot easier. But the last but not least, one thing I wanted to say about the game that is so fucking true, it needs to be told. And I said this in the other video, there is no time in the game. Excuse me. There's no time in the game. So you can take your time in all of the levels. You can take your time doing everything, dude. And that is such a relief. That is like, when you're looking for coins, which some of them are really tough to find later in the game, it's so nice to not be rushed and have to replay parts of the level that, why? Why do you have to replay it? You know, it's so stupid. You can go back and forth through just about anything, dude. And it's really, really, really cool. So I love that they did that. I have been saying that for so long that I don't understand why these games have time. Even the new Sonic game has time. Why? Why do you have time? I just don't get it. It's so stupid. With Sonic, it doesn't matter, because I think it gives you like 10 minutes, which is unbelievable. That's way... You should never exceed that. But then why is it there then? You know what I mean? It just makes no sense. Unless you're speed running or something, I guess it makes sense. But do you really use that clock? I don't know. You would just be recording and you'd use your own fucking clock. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. But if there was a time trial mode, that makes sense. You have a clock there. That makes sense. But when you're playing story mode, I don't get it. So yeah, Mario though, I mean, 10 out of 10, because you can't find anything wrong with the game. I mean, there's nothing. There's no critical problems. There was somebody that said that there wasn't enough bosses. I mean, a little bit, but I thought it was fine. There was a couple worlds that did not have bosses because of the objective of the world. There was times when you had to rescue people and things like that. At the same time, though, this guy left a comment. He said he was only 2 worlds in, so I was a little confused. You know, I was like, I mean, you haven't played through the game. Because there's random bosses, too, though. So I'd have to count how many bosses there are. But there was random bosses where a flying Bowser ship shows up, and Bowser Jr. makes you ride on a ship with a Magic Koopa. So it's just like the old Mario 3 flying ships. And you have to get to the end of them, and then at the end of them, there's a boss. So I don't understand what he's saying. But it's whatever. I thought it was fine. It wasn't something I noticed. I'll be honest. I think in Mario, a lot of those bosses, like let's look at Mario 3. I mean, I think they're forgettable bosses anyway. You just bounce on their head 3 times. Their little shell goes around back and forth. You jump over it. They might shoot something, and then you hit... I mean, they're forgettable. Boom Boom bosses. Boom Boom is extremely forgettable. You literally jump on his head 3 times. I don't see what the big deal is, you know? So I think the bosses they had in this game actually, like, had patterns, and they actually, like, were a boss. they did different things. Because they use the Wonder Flower for everything. So what they do is they fuck everything up. Like, you fight Bowser Jr. once, and you jump on his head normal. He's jumping around, you hit him once, and then he uses a Wonder Flower. You turn giant, he turns tiny, and you have to jump on his head. Then he turns giant, you turn tiny, and then, you have to do it again. And then you have another part of the boss where he uses the Wonder Seed, and he, makes water be up on top, and the water's moving, and then he's jumping through the water, and you have to find a way to basically jump on his head. I mean, they're easy bosses and stuff, but it added stuff to the boss, though. It was really cool. Like I said, it made everything really trippy. There might be rhinos running on the ground that you have to jump on their backs, and then there's water going up. They do crazy stuff like that. There might be bubbles that come up that you have to bounce on, and you could bounce and hit them accidentally and die, So it was that kind of stuff. Just craziness, mayhem, I can only imagine if they added the Wonder Seed and all that stuff to a Mario Maker 3. You could make crazy levels, man. Crazy stuff. So, anyway, yeah, the game didn't have anything that I thought was bad. For people that are saying it's short, I mean, I guess you hate all the other Marios too, then. That's just where I'm at with that. I mean, how long does it need to be? One guy said 5 hours was too short. I mean, if you 100% it, though, you definitely did not 100% it in 5 hours. You did not do that. Unless you looked everything up and you looked up where every coin was at, every seed was at, because there was coins I was looking for half an hour. So, no, you did not beat it that quick. There's no way you got through the special levels that quickly. I was playing the last one for probably an hour tonight, earlier this morning. So, I mean, there's no way. So, I bet you it was more clocked in at 8 or 9 hours. And I'd say that's pretty solid, Again, don't listen to these people, man. Listen to me. I hate to sound cocky, but listen to me when you're talking about games. Listen to somebody like me. Don't listen to these people online. Don't go to IGN. Don't listen to these people that half-ass play a game. A friend told me that somebody reviewed the game and he said that there was 5 worlds. Dude, no, there's not. There's 8. 9. So I told him how many there was. I went and looked at it. There's literally 6, and then there's the pedal world around it. It's hard to explain. That's a world. And then you go into the Bowser thing. That's a world. And then there's a special circuit. That's a world. So people are fucking dumb as hell, bro. They're out here reviewing games. They don't know shit about it. You know what I mean? So everything's about getting your YouTube video out and getting views. I got to do it quickly so that when people are playing it, they'll watch my video instead of just doing a good fucking job. So if you need to know about a game that I've played or something, just ask me. Seriously, just ask me. I won't steer you wrong. I know what's good and what's bad, dude. Seriously. I'll at least give you a really good educated guess. If you don't like Mario Wonder by the things I said, fair enough. But I guess you don't like any other Marios then, if you have trouble with 5 hours. If you think 5 hours is too short, I guess fuck all the other Marios too. Yeah, because I don't get it, man. That's about what they clock in at. If you're gonna do everything, talking about obviously the Wii one, the Wii U one, Super Mario 3D World, Deluxe, this one, I'm talking about those. If you go back and look at Mario 1, yes, Mario 1 was short. It was made in 1985 or something, okay? That's different. Even Mario World, it was made earlier. I'm talking about stuff later. If you've played anything within the I bet you Mario World's actually a pretty long game. Now that we know what to do, but what about your first time playing it? I bet you that was a lot longer the first time you played it. So yeah, just don't listen to the idiots out there, man. They're just, I don't know if they're just purposely trying to bash the game or I don't know what they're doing. Just honestly review it. I don't know why people can't just be honest. Just do it for real. So to me, I say it's a 10 out of 10. No, that's not being a Nintendo fanboy. No, that's not doing anything like that. If it sucked, I'm probably the type of fanboy more than anybody that'll bury the shit out of it because I'll be pissed. So I can't think of anything bad about the game. Anything I could possibly think of would probably be nitpicky, you know? Like, oh, I don't like this power-up, or I don't like this badge. Well, that doesn't mean it's bad. You know what I mean? You're not going to like every single badge, and that doesn't knock it down points because you don't like a power-up. Like, that doesn't make it bad. You know, that's just something like in the game you don't like to use. Okay? You don't have to use it. There's nothing you have to use, you know? So anyway, yeah, I'll let you guys go. I'm at work, and that's Mario Wonders review.